Hi again, fifth grade. We are going to continue working with the metric system. Today we're working on chapter 12, lesson 4, and it's on units of capacity. Or, as Mrs. Yost likes to say, turn up the volume. It also can be called volume, but it has nothing to do with the volume for dial. All right. So, obviously, I will convert metric units of capacity. Some new vocabulary. We're going to be dealing with the liter and the milliliter. Okay, a liter, most of you are used to going to the store and seeing for pop, you can get a 2-liter bottle, which is that large plastic bottle. So half of that would be a liter, or like, for example, a large squirt bottle is usually about a liter, or a medium-sized one. And the milliliter is about as much as would be in an eyedropper, and there will be a chart on the page that kind of explains that. And this would be the chart that you'll look at. So again, 1 milliliter is about as much as would be in an eyedropper, and 1 liter is about a medium-sized sports drink. As part of a science experiment, a plant was given 3 liters of water each week for 12 weeks. How many milliliters of water were given to the plant in all? Okay. So, 3 liters is equal to how many milliliters? A liter is larger than a milliliter, so you would multiply. Again, we have our charts over here, and in this case, you're going from a liter to a milliliter. Anytime you're going from a larger unit to a smaller one, you multiply. And you multiply whatever is in between. And since there's 1,000 milliliters in 1 liter, you'd multiply by 1,000. So 3 times 1,000. Again, you are allowed to use your calculator, but hopefully all of you are just doing mental math with this one, and it equals 3,000. Now, they did say that a plant was given 3 liters of water each week for 12 weeks. Okay? So in this case, we figured out it would be 3,000 for each week, but you had to multiply that by 12 for 12 different weeks. So they multiplied 3,000 times 12, which is 36 plus the 3 zeros. You just add those in. Again, still working with mental math. And so you end up with 36,000 milliliters of water were given to the plants in all. Convert 17 liters to milliliters. Well, all we're simply doing is multiplying 17 times 1,000. Should be mental math. 17 times 1 is the 17, and then you have your 3 zeros. Put in your 3 zeros. And you're converting from liters to milliliters. So, letter C. Okay. How many liters is in 850 milliliters? Okay. So in this case, we are starting at milliliters. We know the milliliters, and we want to find out to liters. So you're looking at your chart, you're going from milliliters, that's what we know, and we're going to liters, so in this case you're going to divide by 1,000. Now in the last lesson, Mrs. Lund pointed out that whenever you're dividing by either 10 or 100 or 1,000, all you're really doing is moving your decimal point. Okay? If you divide by 10, you move your decimal point 1 place to the left. If you divide by 100, you move it 2 places. Well, we're going to be divided by 1,000, so we would have to move our decimal point 3 places to the left. And that's all we're really going to be doing. So, if I'm converting 850 milliliters, okay, and I want to turn it into liters, I divide by 1,000, which, as she pointed out, you can always put a decimal point at the end of a number without changing its value. I count 3 places. So count 1, 2, 3. My decimal point would be in front of the 8. I can always add a 0 in front, and I just converted it into liters. No need for a calculator or anything else. We'll see how they show us. They're calling it an estimate. 850 milliliters is obviously less than 1,000 milliliters, so the number of the liters is going to be less than 1, and ours was. It has to be less than 1 whole because it would need 1,000 of them to make a full liter. They just ended up putting it over 1,000, so they have 850 thousandths, or over 1,000 divided by 1,000, which is what we're doing. So the 850 milliliters is equal to 0.85 liters. Again, there's several ways to solve it, whichever way works best for you. How many liters is 121 milliliters? 121, no decimal point, so I can put it at the end. I have to move it 3 places, 1, 2, 3. So the decimal point would be in the front now, so I'd have 0.121. Again, fairly simple mental math. The Jackson family bought 2 cases of bottled water. Each case has 28 bottles with 250 milliliters of water in each bottle. Find the total number of liters in the 2 cases. So several little steps here. Okay. First, find the total number of milliliters in 1 case. We're going to end up with 2 cases, but we'll start with 1 case. That would be 28, because there's 28 bottles, times the 250. Okay. And again, you're always welcome to grab your calculator. And that would equal 7,000. Okay. Now remember, that's for just one case. There are 2 cases, so 7,000 multiplied by 2 would be 14,000. Yay, guessed right. So we have 14,000 for the 2 cases. Now, we have to convert the 14,000 milliliters to liters. Well, in this case, we're just dividing. Again, we're going from milliliters to liters, so we're going to divide. Divide by 1,000. Well, when you're dividing by 1,000, moving decimal point, or just take the 3 zeros off, and we should end up with just 14. So 14 liters is the same as 14,000 milliliters. All right. Here we have Jude bought 3 cases of soda. Each case has 24 cans with 500 milliliters of soda in each can. Find the total number of liters in the 2 cases. Okay. Actually, it should be 3 cases there. Sorry. Bought 3 cases of soda, 24 cans with 500 milliliters. You can do 24 times 500, and that would be, I believe, 12,000. And then multiply that by 3. So that's the first multiplication. Okay, multiply those 2 numbers. Then I have 3 cases, so you multiply that by 3, which all you're really doing is 3 times 12, which is
36.
36, and then you have your 3 zeros, 36,000. Now, that is how many milliliters I have. The question, though, is asking about liters. Okay? So I divide, since I have milliliters going to liters, I'm going to divide by 1,000. Move your decimal point 3 places, or just take off those 3 zeros, and it should be 36 liters. We'll find out. It is. All right. Hopefully that helped out. Again, make sure you go into the IXL links, practice some of the skills. There's also always available the workbook pages if you want to do some more practice or just gain some more skill. We miss you. We hope everybody's doing well. Make sure you're helping out at home. Your parents will appreciate it. Cook a meal or something. Offer to do the laundry. Whatever you can do will help. All right, take care, and we'll talk to you soon.